I'm so jealous of my sister's marriage that I actually snooped on her husband, hoping to find something wrong because I can't believe it's really that perfect. My sister and her husband, Max, have been together for around 10 years, and on the outside, they've always seemed solid. But you never really know, right? Honestly, I kind of assumed they were putting on a front, probably because I've never had a relationship that felt as genuinely happy behind closed doors. Well, now I do know. I've been staying with them for the past 3 months after my ex cheated on me, and they took me in without a second thought. Being here, I've noticed how naturally thoughtful they are with each other. They're always bringing each other little gifts, and it's just second nature to them. My ex, on the other hand, called me shallow for wanting a simple birthday gift, and it's more than just the little presents. They look at each other with this warmth that's undeniable. When Max looks at Sandra, his whole face lights up, whereas my ex used to look at me like I was, well, a potato. They hug each other like they've been apart for months every time one of them comes home. My ex? He'd just tell me to leave him the FCK alone to effing relax whenever he got home. They support each other's hobbies and friends as well. Max encourages Sandra to spend time with her friends, while my ex would complain endlessly about mine and even said my hobbies were a waste of time. The craziest part? I know they're actually holding back on the affection when I'm around. Once, I came home early and found her sitting on his lap while they watched TV, with him playing with her hair. That little glimpse felt like just the tip of the iceberg in terms of how much they adore each other. It's not like their life has been all sunshine and roses either. They've been through some seriously tough stuff, deaths, a miscarriage, job setbacks. The kind of things that can break people apart, but they've made it through together. At first, I couldn't wrap my head around it. I honestly thought that relationships like theirs were just Hallmark bullcrap. I convinced myself that everyone's relationship eventually turns into a daily grind once the honeymoon phase is over. So, I snooped on Max's phone. I just couldn't believe that he could really be this great. But all I found were totally normal messages. Even with his female friends, everything was just friendly. He talked about Sandra a lot, even mentioned how much he loves her. I felt so guilty afterward that I confessed. Surprisingly, they forgave me. Sandra even took me out for the day, just the two of us, and shared that she'd been in some terrible relationships herself before she met Max. She said those experiences helped her recognize red flags so that when Max came along, she was ready to appreciate someone healthy and genuinely good for her. She's also gone to therapy for a long time, and she says it helped her learn how to make healthy relationship choices and be a good partner herself. They even offered to cover the cost for me to start therapy, since my insurance isn't great. I thought that was really generous, and honestly, I feel like it's what I need. I just want to find something close to what they have. The silver lining here? Now that I know relationships like this really exist, I don't think I'll ever settle for anyone who treats me like my ex did again. Update over 1 year later. Hi. I'm the psycho who snooped in my brother-in-law's messages just because I thought it was impossible for men to be great to their partners. A lot has happened over the last year or so and I'm not sure exactly where to start, so I'm going to use a list format and just write stuff in whatever order it comes to mind. 1. I started therapy very soon after my post. My first therapist wasn't great, so my sister Sandra encouraged me to find another, and my second one was awesome. I'm still seeing him once every 2 weeks. He's helped me a lot with healing from the trauma of my last relationships and also learning how to relate to others in a more healthy way in every part of my life. He also really helped me learn how to manage bitterness and jealousy, finding the underlying causes and working on those. 2. I moved out of my sister and brother-in-law's house after a couple months. 3. It turns out that my sister and brother-in-law were secretly very livid about the snooping, but they appreciated that I'd confessed on my own and decided to be kind and help me. They decided that if I took advantage of the help they offered and put effort into being better, they would forgive me. I didn't realize how close I was to making my sister go low contact with me. Thankfully, I did take their help. 4. I'm not upset seeing how loving my brother-in-law is to my sister anymore. I'm happy for her. 5. They became foster parents after I moved out and are now in the process of adopting a little girl they've been fostering. They are literally the perfect people to be nurturing a traumatized child. They're doing so great, and the little girl, Maddie, is doing so much better than when she was first placed with them. She's an amazing girl, and she and my sister and brother-in-law are so lucky they've all found each other. 6. I've been single the whole time. That was on purpose. A few months ago, though, I determined that I'd be open to dating again. I didn't want to actively do anything, no dating sites, but I decided for myself that I wouldn't purposely avoid dating anymore. And finally, a week ago, a guy I became friends with at an animal shelter I started volunteering at about 6 months ago asked me out. I said yes. Our first date was great. He's very kind. He's the guy you go to if you need to calm down a traumatized, terrified animal. He cleans diarrhea-coated animal carriers without any complaint. My sister approves of him. He's very funny too. So that's the update.